That's done.
All right, thank you. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the April edition of our Membership Matters webinar. I'm Dick Jones, Assistant Rotary Coordinator for Zone 27, and I'm happy to be joined this evening by Rotary Coordinator Shara Muniz from Zone 21B and Kelly Atkinson from Zone 27. We also have with us this evening special guest LisaHerring, who is the Rotary Public Image Coordinator from 21B, and we'll be hearing from Lisa a little bit later this evening. But right now, I would like to ask Kelly to put up the poll so that we can get an indication of who all we have attending our meetings tonight. So if you would just go ahead and take a quick minute and indicate your role, we would appreciate it.
I'm none of the above.
All right, I don't know who that was, but
This is Lloyd.
okay. What is your role?
I'm a member of the membership committee.
Okay, great. Well, thank you. All right. Well, we can see that the results of our poll, 14% are governor-elects, same number of governor nominees, same number of assistant governors. We have 29% are district membership chairs, and again, 14 club presidents and 14 club membership chairs. So thank you all for doing that. And now I would like to ask Sherry if she would review our latest membership numbers and talk a little bit about where we can find our this report on our Paired Zone website. So Sherry, I'll turn the program over to you.
Thank you so much, Dick, and thank you all for joining this evening. If you're able to see the screen, you will see the chart, the membership numbers chart as of April 10th is on the screen right now. It looks good in that we have a lot of districts who have turned green since March, and we really, really appreciate that. And we're proud to welcome 2 new clubs to our paired zones. One new club chartered this past month in District 5790, and another one chartered in 5810. So we're very excited about that and welcome those folks. Sorry, we're getting some feedback there from someone's microphone. If you would all self-mute when you're not actively participating in the conversation, that really helps. So appreciate that. So you will see the summary here. As you know, on the charts that we post on the website, you can click on your own district number on the tabs at the bottom and see all of the clubs in your individual districts so that you can also access the 11-year history of your own Rotary Club. Especially valuable this time of year because we all know we want to finish this year strong. We would love to see that negative number of a little less than 1%, 0.66% decrease in membership across the 2 zones. We would really love to see that even out or even show a small increase and turn that number in the totals there into a green number, meaning that we grew our 22 districts in zones 21B and 27. But those charts are also very, very valuable at this time of the year as clubs are looking to start out for next year, setting a really strong and reasonable goal so that we end this 2017-18 with an even better Rotary year. So How you find those charts, if you go to www.rizone21-27.org, that shows right there at the top of your slide. After arriving there, if you click on the Grow Your Club tab where that blue arrow is pointing, that will open the page that is like the home page for the membership in our paired zones. And there at the top of that page, you'll see the word charts. And if you click there, all the charts month by month are posted there, so you can look at history as well as the current chart. And as I said there, you can access your individual district and see the status of all clubs in the district. So unless there are any questions, Dick, I thank you for this time to talk about the charts, and ask that you all please, please, please download those charts and share your individual district chart with the clubs in your district. It's a lot of very valuable information, but it doesn't do us any good if it just sits on the website. So thank you so much, Dick, and I'll turn it back to you.
Well, thank you, Sherry. And let me say welcome to two of our leadership team that I forgot to acknowledge at the beginning, and that is Julie Aubrey, who is our support liaison with Rotary International. Julie, welcome. And also to Glenda Thomas, who is the coordinator and the person responsible for getting all of the zone coordinators out to your districts to do our Membership Matters webinars, our seminars. So welcome to both of you. And now I would like to introduce our guest presenter, who is Rotary Public Image Coordinator LisaHerring, and the only coordinator in Zone 21B or 27 that is able to scale tall buildings. So, Lisa, the program is yours.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Well, I'm really excited to be with you guys tonight. And let's see if I can pull it up. There we go. All right, so I've got a lot of information, and it may be that we're going too fast in this kind of setting. So if there's something that as we go along, make some notes if you would like to circle back around with questions at the end. And if we need to continue the conversation, later on, then we can do that as well. But going forward, basically with this presentation, that I hope to provide some guidance and resources to help you use social media to extend your reach in the media and in your community. All right. So somehow my toggle's not working. Oh, here we go. So basically, to give you some specific things that we'll briefly cover is, what is social media and why is it important? And before we discuss those things, we'll have various platforms and their internal and external uses. And we will finish with a discussion on how to use your own accounts for Rotary and how we can get started using social media and where we can get content such as videos and things like that that will help your effort. So with this, I want to define social media. So social media is forms of electronic communication through which users create online communities to share information, ideas, personal messages, and content. So that's it kind of in a simplistic way. So that's what the purpose of social media is. So when we go forward and we're looking at traditional media alone, which is like newspapers, televisions, radio, and magazines, and they are considered, as we call them, traditional media. That means that they existed before the internet. But I can hardly believe that anything did exist before the internet, but it really did. So their reach is limited to certain audiences and regulated consumers, right? So it depends on, who's got the paper, who's, listening to the radio. So it's kind of limited in their audience. And the traditional, as far as new and carrying the message out, it's a broad audience to make sense, or who you can target, a selected audience to share a more particular message. So when you've got this, you've got Rotary is our message and the amazing things that we're doing that we're people of action. And you can go to the different groups, the newspaper, magazines, television, and radio. But as we look at adding social media to that, so we've got the newspapers, radio, the same thing, and we're going to add social media. So what happens? We have exponentially more exposure. Social media, and that it currently exists, can expose a larger audience to our great work. Social media amplifies your reach, which is the number of people exposed to a message. This may result in introducing new audiences to Rotary that may know nothing about the organization. It also engages more people with the organization at all levels. You can also reach very targeted audiences in participation in a relevant conversation. So why do we do this? It engages more people with the club. It introduces new audiences to our organization and the messages, and it amplifies the reach. So we have reaching influencers. Consider some ways in which you can engage members and non-members alike by sharing Facebook statuses or content that mention the project or Rotary event. Districts and clubs, they should be sharing content with highlights on their presence in the community, their projects that they're involved in, and the other things that they're interested in and that Rotary is wanting us to share, like our 100th anniversary of the Rotary Foundation, our strategic ways that we're doing to end polio and how close we really are. Those are the things we want to share. But with that, we might also consider having others like or follow your club or district Facebook page, if you have one, and I hope that each of you do. When we help them to stay more closely connected with each other and our initiatives and our efforts. But we do have some challenges. But we also have solutions. Our solutions is that members can use their personal networks to spread messages to influencers and broader networks. So if your club and your district have a Facebook page, you can share that, the messages and whatever, but it's going to add so much more, and you're going to reach so many more potential members for Rotary by the individual Rotarian taking that message and putting it on their personal site, and then their friends and friends and friends, and it's just going to grow exponentially. All right, so when we use influencers in our network to reach new demographics and spread key messages, this is kind of how it does. Jill, I don't know, may age me, but if y'all have recollection or memory of the ad that if you tell one person and they tell one person and they want that type of scenario, well, this is really true for our social media presence. But we can do it so much greater and so much faster by simply sharing more and more opportunities, because every group of friends, because Dick has a different group of friends than I do. We have some people that overlap, just as Sherry and I have similar, but we have a lot of different. And when she picks up and likes something that I do, then all of her friends can see the things that I'm sharing as well. And your reach can be so much greater with social media. So how does social media work? Social media is a multiplier effect. One person creates a post that is shared with a group of followers, subscribers, or friends in their network. Each person who sees this can then share that with their network of friends. See that? All right. And then from there, their other friends can raise awareness by commenting on the original post, and this process continues. And the bigger and the more greater influence that we have in our greater potential audience. How can you use social media? You can consider some of the ways in which you can engage members and non-members alike by sharing Facebook statuses and content that mention Rotary projects and service. That's really one of the biggest things that I would encourage you to do, is to share the things that your club is doing. Share the things that your district are doing. Because when you are engaged and when you're excited about what you're doing, then all of your friends are going to be equally excited. And that's going to raise more questions of, well, tell me more. What can you tell me about this organization? All right? Because that's, I guess, our goal as far as membership goes. We want to engage non-members, right? We want to reach those potential people that are out there that are seeing the amazing good work that we're doing, and they want to be a part of our organization, and they want to be a part of our fun and the wonderful things that we're doing. So share timely information with updates, check in at events, and add your photos to tell a story. Invite others to participate in the conversation. Just like Dick was doing the poll earlier, run a poll, roll a poll on your Facebook page and ask questions that you want to have engaging answers and conversations about. There's numerous platforms to consider. We have Facebook, which is basically your friends, the people you know, people that you personally have contact with. LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a great tool to use because with that, you can address your business or professional people that you meet within those circles. And then we have Twitter. Twitter is a continuous feed of flow of information for very short messages. And Rotary has accounts in all of these in case you never know. So this is the Rotary Twitter. We'll ask maybe later who all does Twitter. All right, then we have Instagram. And like Twitter, this feed is for very short, succinct, but it's photos. So Instagram is specifically photos. All right, then we have YouTube. Most of us have heard YouTube, and it's a great social network content. And we will talk about the 5 platforms that we have talked about here a little more in depth at a later time. But let's start first with Facebook. All right, so Facebook is a social network where users can create profiles and share photos, links, stories with friends, friends of friends, and a friend is defined as other users, someone that you connect with, someone who appears on your news feed while viewing content that you are posting. When your friends post, it appears on your news feed. So when you are looking at your Facebook page, you'll notice that people that you know, their things are showing up on your feed, and that's why. And the more that you like a particular type of thing or a particular person, that person or that entity will pop up more often and at the top of your feed. And we all want to like what we're doing. And so when you do that, when you like it, then you share it and you make a comment, then you're a part of the conversation. And then other friends are going to see those comments that you've liked and shared and that you've paid, and they're going to want to be a part of that conversation. And I'm sure that you've all experienced that, where someone will make a comment to your comment, and it kind of goes from there. This is Rotary International's Facebook page. They have a great Facebook page, and if you haven't gone on and looked at it, I really encourage you to do that. It's a really handy place to pick up the things that are now and happening they really want us to focus on, and go in there and like the things that they're doing and share it to your personal Facebook page to continue that conversation. But also make sure that you share that with your district Facebook page. If your district has one, make sure you share it to the district Facebook page. So the uses of Facebook on the club Facebook pages is to just tell your personal story. It's really important for each of us to know who our club is, what our club is passionate about, and the story that we want to tell our community of who we are. And a great way to do that with social media is having your club have a Facebook page. All right. And a Facebook page is for members. You notify members about meetings. You share things that are going on and things that are coming up, or if there's a particular project we need help with. This is a great place to have a forum for your members to go look and share. But it's also a platform to discuss ideas. For prospective members and the general public, this is phenomenal. This is an opportunity for them to see your club in action and see what they're doing and how you're engaged. It's a place for non-members to find information on Rotary events and what they might want to go to. And if you publicize like your fundraiser and your things like that, your service project, then they may want to come help out. They may want to be a part of that. And it will encourage the members to create a personal page as well. And so the more people we can touch and the more people we can share about the good things that your clubs are doing and your districts are doing, then that'll be more people that want to come and be a part of our action. All right, the next one is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a business and business-oriented social network where professionals can communicate and connect. Instead of adding friends, as you would on Facebook, you connect with colleagues and business associates for professional networking. You can also follow companies, organizations, and influencers of interest. When your connections post, it appears on the live feed just like Facebook users, but it focuses on building networks, sharing information, and connecting with affinity groups. LinkedIn provides job opportunities and connections for people and displays their resume and professional accomplishments. So LinkedIn is basically about building networks, sharing information with those networks, and connecting with affinity groups. So your personal LinkedIn page will tell your story about your professional life, and it helps you to build your professional network. It also has an area where all of your connectors can rate you and score you and say, you know, the skills that you have and how well you do those. And that's showing your expertise. And how would you use LinkedIn for Rotary? Well, for the members, it allows members to connect professionally within their club with all other professionals, because that's what we are. We're an organization of professionals. So we create professional communities for members worldwide. But for prospective members and the general public, if we include Rotary on our profile, that can attract new members. It showcases the types of people who reflect best on Rotary. And a lot of times, depending on your club, it's the type of individual that we're looking for to become a prospective Rotarian and to add to our club. Twitter, I'm going to go through quickly because we're kind of getting good on time. And this is a one. Basically, for Twitter, it's a social network that enables users to stay informed and communicate through short messages. It's a live stream of information and media. And with this, each tweet is limited to 140 characters, right? And so this can include photos and general information about what you want to share. So Twitter users can commonly follow other users, organizations, and interests in enhancing sharing content by using hashtags, mentions, and links. When you follow other users, the tweets become part of your personal stream of information or feed. And not only you can see it, but everybody that you're selected can see the rebroadcast of tweets and the messages. And this is just a way that you can quickly share in a very short, succinct way about what's going on with you. If you're in a Rotary Club meeting and you have a dynamic speaker, say John Huco showed up at your club to do a presentation, you may make just a quick Twitter about him that's saying that he's there, what he's doing, and others that see it may want to come join and listen in. So Rotary International also has a Twitter page. I love that. See, it's short, succinct, and has a dynamic picture. You just can't get any better to that. And then there's your Twitter stream. I love it. See how it changes. All right, so the uses of Twitter for members, you can tweet out reminders for meetings and events. You can communicate with members around the world, and you can follow other Rotary clubs. For prospective members and the general public, if your tweet is to the public the great things that your club is doing, you can retweet posts from non-members and followers alike to see. And you can create a hashtag that easily promotes events. And that's one of the things I highly encourage everyone to do, that when you have a fundraiser or a special event, or like we do for Zone or District Conference, you need to make a hashtag specific for that and engage everybody to use that hashtag. And that also is a tracking tool that helps everyone to see all the posts in one spot that are at that event and that are talking about it and having a conversation. So YouTube, I think a lot of people probably are very familiar with YouTube. It's a sharing platform that will attract high numbers of viewers and to watch content. People specifically visit the site to watch the content created by others. Rotary clubs can use this tool to build their own media platform and distribute videos. Kind of like a service project that you have going on. You can show the people in action. You can show them working and having a great time and the good things that we're doing. But it's an accurate way to depict what's going on in the moment at that time. You can make them professional. You can make them more relaxed. But it's just sharing what's important to you. All right. So the users focus on watching videos they want to see, creating their own amateur video content, and subscribing to channels. This is the Rotary International's YouTube page. And you can get a lot of amazing content here. That's this. And then using YouTube, right? For members, it gives member access to club videos. It provides a platform for members to share projects with other members. And for prospective members in the general public, clubs can showcase their community service projects around the world. And viewers can subscribe to your channel and stay plugged in. One of the most impactful YouTube videos that I had ever watched when I was a younger Rotarian, I guess I should say, was actually a promotional video made by the Lions Club. And so I thought it was the silliest thing, and it was just so quirky and everything, but I've watched it and I've shared it a lot over the years. And so that would be to say that it doesn't really matter as long as it's, cool and above board what you're showing, but you can be silly with your videos. You can have fun with your videos. You can be serious and compassionate with your videos. But the main thing is to share with everyone the things that you're doing and the good that you're doing in your communities and around the world. So with that, I ran through quicker than up because I was worried for time, but I am done. Better to leave them on. So what kind of questions?
Lisa, thank you. Elaine Hernandez has a question regarding social media and membership growth. Elaine?
Hi. Yes, I wanted to know if Rotary is actually research. See, with social media, it has actually resulted in new members that stay. I just from my little experience down here, I still find that the good old-fashioned bringing in your close friends or your associates seems to be working much better than putting out all this social media in terms of membership growth. I just wondered if a study has been done at all.
Well, I would say that there's been enough proof, I guess you would say, that it really does work. But it's going to come down to your club and whom are you looking for. and the type of people that you're looking for. But I'm quite sure that Julie Aubrey would have a very good perspective on this because she is the RI staffer and she is definitely engaged in social media. So I would like to also see what Julie would say on this.
Sorry, just had to mute myself. We don't have any solid data that I'm aware of as far as the conversion from someone, you know, who's interested in a club versus online. But I have to say personally, I've found it very effective. When I had moved a couple of years ago, that's where I did my research. Was I wanted to see what people looked like online, as far as like, did their club look like they were having fun? Did they look engaged? If they didn't, or if they had really outdated information, I always took that as a red flag. And now that I've moved again, I'm looking at certain clubs, and there's even been the Rotary Club of the Chicago Cosmopolitan Club had some really great promotions that they've been pushing forward, as far as like drop in and see what we're about, or we have this great fundraiser coming out, and I think they pay a little extra to push those promotions through. But they look really interesting, and I've been wanting to go. And I think that Sherry, Rotary Coordinator Sherry Muniz might have had a positive experience with using social medias too. So let me pass it to her.
Thanks, Julie. Yeah, I like to share a personal story with you, a success story, quite unexpected. My husband and I were traveling in Europe, and we met an interesting couple. And as the few days that we were together progressed, we would see them periodically at a meal. And at the third day, when we were about to go in different directions, we shared our Facebook contact information. So, you know, lots of times you never see or hear from this person again, but my Facebook is filled with activities of Rotary projects that we do, club meetings, and shares of things that other people post related to Rotary. And so fast forward about 12 months, and I get a message from this lady. She tells me she has just joined the Rotary Club in her hometown in Norway. And the reason that she reached out for membership to them was the things that she had seen posted on my Facebook page. So I think sometimes we don't know what the results are. It's kind of random that she decided to let me know that. I don't know, you know, what other impact there may be, but I certainly know that it increases the awareness of non-Rotarians about what's happening in Rotary. And I think it also increases, at least for me personally, it increases my own knowledge about what's going on, because otherwise I would just know what happens at my home club if I didn't have the Facebook, and I also use LinkedIn in a similar way to see what others are doing. So I don't think that we have real research yet, Elaine, but I think we have some evidence that this really does affect others by seeing what we're doing and posting.
Well, thank you, Julie and Sherry, for...
I just...
Go ahead, Elaine.
Dick, I just wanted to say, because the University of Chicago is so near to Rotary International headquarters, I just think you have a gold mine of potential students that can do studies like this and survey new members to find out how did you learn about Rotary and measure to see the impact, because I think there is an impact. I'd just like to be able to demonstrate it.
Can I say one more thing in response to that? I think RI does send out surveys that might be to prospective members, how they heard of Rotary. It might be to new members or even those resigning, that they try and collect that data. But it's also whoever's willing to participate in those surveys too. So that's where it's not whole information. But I'll certainly check with my colleagues in the office to see if they have any data. It just won't be complete. But I would go off of what Lisa and Sherry were saying, is even if there's not solid data that it works, you're reaching a totally new audience with what Lisa was talking about. When you share your photos and other people like it, their friends see it, and it just trickles down into a wider audience, which is really exciting. So, and like I said, I always check on social media first to check out the club, just to see what I can expect and if I might be interested in some of the projects and the brand or personality of the club. If they look like they're having fun, I want to be there. So, yeah.
Well, thanks, everyone. Does anyone else have questions for Lisa regarding her presentation?
Well, thank you, Dick and Kelly and Sherry, for asking me to be a part of it. It was a great opportunity to share, and thank you very much, and thank you for the good work you're doing.
Well, thank you, Lisa, and we really appreciate it. I did see that Elaine has another question that I'm going to direct to Julie. And Elaine, if you'd like to go ahead and ask that question at this time, that would be great.
Which question was that? Now I've lost it.
Regarding the information available on gender profiles, age profiles.
That generic type of question. Because right now we're looking at membership. Who are those members?
I answered Elaine in a private message, but I can share it with everyone. Basically, yes, most of that information is available. Not ethnicity, because RI does not collect that information, but as far as gender and age and tenure, that information is available in multiple reports. One thing, again, to keep in mind is that age is dependent on if people submit their birth date, because being an international organization, it's actually illegal to ask someone that they have to submit their birth date in certain countries. So that's why it's optional. But I can certainly follow up with a list of different reports that might be available and helpful information to try and get those trends or that data for your districts or within the zone.
Great, thank you, Julie. Any other questions for Lisa or Julie, Kelly, or Sherry? Okay.
Just a comment. I'm
yes.
really grateful for all the attention that Rotary has put on teaching us about membership and how to attract those members who are going to stay and who really get it. They understand what Rotary is about. So this investment in time and money on behalf of Rotary International, I think, is really remarkable. And I hope that message goes back to Evanston, that we really do appreciate it. It may be slow. Some of us take a little bit longer than others maybe to comprehend, but I think it will make a difference. It's beginning to.
And I agree with you 100%. And we are very fortunate to have Julie as our support staff, because up until about 2 years ago, that was not a resource that we had. Rotary did not pay that much attention to membership development, and we have seen great strides being made in that direction in the last couple of years, and it's very rewarding to see what is happening. Cheryl, you've raised your hand. Do you have a question?
I do. I actually have a question about our district newsletter. So we have a district newsletter that comes out once a month, and I always find myself
And
rushing.
Cheryl, which district are you in?
I'm in 5520.
And that is?
All of New Mexico and far west Texas.
All right, thank you.
So I always find myself in a time crunch to try and come up with something to put in the district newsletter. And so I'm constantly searching all of the emails that we get and Rotary International for just information that I can sort of transfer to the newsletter quickly rather than trying to develop an article myself. But I didn't know if that was an issue that other district membership chairs have addressed, or if, like, for example, Julie or somebody has some advice on how I can put something regarding membership in our district membership newsletter every month without making it a big deal that I'm trying to fight billable hours and get that in at the same time.
Doesn't your district have a budget to cover those billable hours for you, Cheryl?
Apparently not. Yeah, and sometimes it's a matter of getting ready for court or getting my article done.
I will just say that Rotary has several very good resources for finding information like that. And there's some online where you can find brief articles. There are other newsletters that are ripe for harvesting, and I'm sure Julie might have some additional comments.
Yeah, I completely agree. So the Rotary Voices blog is a really great one. I share that on social media when I can. And though not every blog post is necessarily membership related, a lot of them are. And it might be in terms of membership, you know, through social media. It might be how a project boosted their membership. So the Rotary Voices blog, and then also Membership Minute, which is sent out every 2 months. That's a newsletter that you can sign up for. I can also share the Membership Resources Guide. This connects you to Membership Minute, and then also I can send a link to Rotary Voices blog. But it's very easy to share both of those. Whenever I'm looking to connect a resource with a story, I go to Rotary Voices first, because almost all of the blog posts are posted by Rotarians. So I know that that's important for them. Also, membership best practices discussion group. There's a lot of good content in there. I always encourage people to participate because, again, you're connecting with your fellow Rotarians. So that's where I would start off. By sharing those resources if you're looking for certain stories. Also on my Rotary, which is also where you can find the newsletter, the blog post under news and features, I believe it is. You can even share, you know, I know that everybody gets the Rotarian magazine, but you can also share specific articles from that, which is nice, especially if it's membership related. So I would suggest going there first. If that's helpful.
Well, my space is limited, number one. Number two is because I'm an administrator for our district Facebook page, anytime I get an email from our district, I'm the one that automatically copies and pastes that into our district Facebook page. So I feel like some of that I'm repeating myself. I don't want to repeat myself on the Facebook page and then repeat myself in the newsletter. So I'm always looking for something different. And I have very limited space in the newsletter, so I can't really put a whole article like I would from, they're not going to give me that much space. I would maybe have a paragraph, maybe.
I would say then, is it possible to push that back on the clubs then? Maybe there's a schedule to highlight certain clubs that are growing and talking about what's making them successful or what what they've done recently to bring in new members, or even just to what they've been doing that's been great for retaining members and making a happy club experience. Is that a possibility, so that you're not having too much information, but it's people that they can relate to, it's people in the district? Is that something that might?
You know, that actually sounds like a good idea, Julie, but I'm thinking in the back of my mind, either I would have to go into my directory and pull out all of the emails for all of the district membership chairs, and then, so for 68 clubs, I would have to pull out 68 emails and then send an email to all of them and say, tell me what you're doing, and then read 68 emails potentially, and then try and pick something out of that. But I think that's a good idea. I mean, I could probably have our district secretary send out an email to all of the clubs that say, if you're doing something new and innovative with respect to membership, please email Cheryl Saavedra. I could do that.
Or even to take out a little bit less, to find maybe some of the stories faster, enlist the help of some of your assistant governors, since they're checking in on the clubs on a regular basis. That might be helpful too, especially if you're having a hard time getting a response. They can be fishing for success stories and make it really short and sweet too. That's just a suggestion.
I could try that. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's helpful. Thank you.
Sure.
Any other questions this evening?
Cheryl, I like that idea of assigning. I just wanted to mention, by assigning areas to write to or provide the stories for your newsletters, so that each month a certain number of clubs are responsible. Whether or not they send you something, that's up to them, but you assign a group of clubs for July, for August, for September, for October, and that way you get that constant feed, but only 3 or 4 stories rather than 200.
That would be good if they gave me that much room, but yes, those are all very helpful ideas. Thanks.
Any other questions regarding tonight's meeting? Are there any other questions for tonight? I have been trained well by my Rotary coordinator, Kelly, and so I know to ask 3 times. Are there any questions for tonight?
Well, let me just finally ask, is there more green than red showing up now on the chart? Are we seeing that green grow?
Sherry, do you want to address that?
Yeah, I'll address it. We have several more green districts now than we did last month. And I noted that we seem to still increase numbers of green clubs, even though we may still see the district itself in the red. This month, we had a significant number of clubs that at least had a +1, which put them in the green category. So I think our hard work is paying off. Just as we talked before, there's a big ship, and making this kind of course correction takes a little bit of time, but we're moving in the right direction, and hopefully we'll all work together and we will finish this year strong and have a good, strong start for next year.
Thank you, Sherry, and thank you everyone for participating this evening. Kelly wants to run a poll before we start. We end tonight, but before we get into the poll, it's up there, and I'll let you go ahead and start responding to it. But I do want to remind you of the District Leadership Institute in Denver this summer. It's July 21 and 22. It will be in Denver, Colorado, and registration is available on the Zone website. Also, in August 11th and 12th in Austin is the Zone 21B Multi-District Training Institute. They are the same agendas, one for Zone 27, one for Zone 21B. So if you would look at those and go ahead and register. They are designed so that you can attend the one closest to you, but if you have a scheduling conflict, don't hesitate to sign up for the one in the neighboring zone. I've been to Zone 21B, and it's a great turnout. So either one will work very well. And I just wanted to remind you that our next webinar will be on September 16th. We are going to talk about recruiting and retaining under 40s, and it's going to be a best practices presentation by the Rotary Club of San Antonio. So with that said, if you would go ahead and take the poll, and we'll ask Kelly to post the results of that.
You said September 16th.
I'm sorry,
May.
it's May 16th. I'm getting ahead of myself. This is my 4th Rotary meeting today, so I'm not real sure which end is up, so I apologize for that. The next meeting is May 16th. And there you see the results of the conference call tonight, the webinar. I thank you all for your participation. And if there are no other questions, then we are done for the evening. I want to thank all of the participants, and please know that Sherry and Kelly are available, that all of the assistants are available, and Glenda is here to schedule a Cadre Membership Matters seminar in your area. Just please give her a call, and the money is going to run out this year on that, and we want to leave the bank as empty as we possibly can. So go ahead and get in touch with Glenda and get that scheduled before the end of June. So with that, I will say thank you. It's been great having you all participate tonight, and we'll see you next month. Thank you.
Thank you, Dick.
Great job, Dick.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Dick.
Thanks, Kelly.
Thanks. Have a good night.
Good night, Julie.
Good night, Julie. Good night, Cheryl. Bye, Glenda.
Bye.
Good to have you on, Lloyd. See you,
Good night.
Cheryl.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Bye.
Good,
Bye,
Kelly.
Sandy.
Great
Bye,
job,
Bob.
Lisa.
Thank you, guys.